Bizarre Brain Comics. Hello, my comic book friends, and welcome to Bizarre Brain Comics. I am Gary, your host. This is where I like to take a look at some older comics, talk a little bit about the characters and creators, and examine the stories and the art. Well, this time, got a bit of a haul video for you. Part is just a few days ago, I went to the Brass Armadillo Antique Mall and got a fistful of real cheap old comics to share with you. And then last week I stopped in at a couple of thrift stores just to see what kind of stuff they might have, and I got a few things, and I'll share those as well. But before we get started on that, remind you, I haven't pushed my books in a while. I've got 2 comic books available. Bizarre Brain Comics Anthology, which has some humor and a little bit of adventure stuff in there. And Bizarre Brain Comics presents Heroes, which is a little more mainstream with some superhero stuff and a little bit of horror in there. And both of them are available online, $7.99 each on Amazon and Barnes & Noble online store and some other online outlets. Just Google the title, Bizarre Brain Comics Presents Heroes or Anthology, and it'll come up with a link for you. No problem, slick. Okay. Now for the books that I got at the antique store. We start off with this. This is a 12 center Boris Karloff Tales of Mysteries, one that I hadn't seen before. It's also The Scavengers and The Screaming Skull and The Dream Demon. It's a nice cover painting by George Wilson. And I did take a look in here. Unfortunately, it is missing the double page spread in the middle, so it's missing 1 or 2 pages from the first story, and they're superfluous other stuff that they usually have in the middle, but it's still cool to have. I love Boris Karloff stuff. Then we have here from DC Comics, a 20 center Action Comics number 425. This is what's his name? Looks like a Nick Cardy cover. Yeah, and you can see this has some pen markings on here, and I see that some of the same on the interior. And it has a backup story with, of course, Superman, and a backup story featuring the Atom and the Human Target. Then we have, I didn't realize this is number 1. The Secret Society of Supervillains, number 1. Oh, that's cool. 10 Masters of Evil together in one brain-boggling book. Yeah, that sounds cool. From, of course, DC Comics. And I think I got such a good bunch here in the coming weeks and months. We'll probably be seeing a lot of these. Then we have The Flash, number 240. This is a 30 center, so this would be in early 80s, late 70s, I've forgotten. Also has a backup feature with Green Lantern, and of course this has got something, looks like something spilled on the cover and changed the colors. And I never followed The Flash a whole lot, especially back then. I still don't, but I enjoyed the TV show, both TV shows and the movie, even though it's got some flaws. Then we have, right up my alley, Son of Tomahawk. It was number 132. It was Hawk, Son of Tomahawk. And it was, if I remember correctly, Joe Kubert cover. If I remember correctly, it was a continuation of the numbering from Tomahawk. This is, of course, Tomahawk was in the American Revolution and became an old feller, and was very old when he became a daddy. And so this is a story that takes place in the series that took place in the earlier 1800s, but it's still, solidly Western comic. 15 centers, so this must have been 71, I think, 72. And here we have Infinity Inc., featuring Roy Thomas, Jerry Ordway, and Mike Macklin. Infinity Inc. number 5. The Justice Society, they're alive. Of course, Infinity Inc. was comprised primarily of legacy characters, children, etc., of the Justice Society. And of course, this is, I think this was, 84. So this is would be on Earth 2, and is prior to Crisis on Infinite Earths. And I have very few, if any, other issues of this title. Oh, then we make a little turn here into Riverdale. It said Archie at Riverdale High. So the Outsider. And this is a 25 center, probably then a late 70s. Some nice artwork. Just took a look inside, and I'm thinking, because it's got a couple of small children in some of the stories, and it really makes me think of course it doesn't have credits, Bob Bowling art. So I don't know, and this looks like more of an adventure type story, a little bit less than their usual teen humor, but still is. And here from 1967, Archie and Me, number 13. Of course, this is Archie usually featuring problems with Mr. Weatherby. There's Who's Afraid of Weatherby? Oh, I like some of these. And then 25 centers. So this was mid to late 70s. Archie's TV Laugh Out, starring Sabrina the Teenage Witch, even though Sabrina's not on the cover except up in the corner. So it's probably a variety of characters, and it's associated with the animated TV shows. They had the Archie TV series, had the Josie and the Pussycats TV series, and of course Sabrina the Teenage Witch animated TV series. And then we switch back to some Marvel. So Marvel 2-in-1, and these are the Thing team-up books, and I really like those. That and the Spider-Man team-up title, just 2-in-1. This is Marvel team-up, I think is what it was called. And I really like those. I really like the Thing. This is the Thing and Quasar trapped on a world of dinosaurs. Of course, Quasar was in the 50s. He was called Marvel Boy, and then changed quite a bit when they brought him back. And this is Marvel Triple Action number 30, which featured The Avengers, which was an Avengers reprint title, which is actually, this is where I used to get most of my Avengers stories, was in this title. This looks like Gil Kane penciled cover, and maybe John Romita doing the artwork, the inks, although the inks look a little light for that. It looks almost like what's his name, Vince Coletta on the inks. Maybe it is, I don't know. And then we go, when we finish up this batch with the Fantastic Four number 186, as Enter Salem's 7. This looks cool, and the cover is damaged, corner is missing, but it's still fully readable, and that looks like a good one. So we'll see what else. Then stuff from the thrift store. And starts off with this. It's a children's book. This is cool. I want to do an episode on this. It says Stories Change the World. It says I Am Batman by Brad Meltzer. This is a hardback children's book, illustrated by Christopher Eliopoulos. And, of course, I know Brad Meltzer. He did a good deal of writing at DC for Justice League, about 20, 25 years ago, something like that. And has some big stories. And he is a novelist, has a lot of thrillers, books that I really like, political thrillers and stuff. But it's a children's book, but it is done in kind of a comic book format. And it's just, about Batman. And I was surprised to see this because I didn't know Brad Meltzer was doing this. I have known for the last few years he's been doing a lot of children's books that was basically says, I am so-and-so, like I am Amelia Earhart and stuff. All actual historical figures. I didn't know they were doing some on fictional characters as well. And this is a comic book, but I thought I'd show it anyway, is... Star Trek Invasion: First Strike. This is from the 90s. When they had a big crossover. They do an occasional crossover series, storyline that would cross over all of the series that they had going at the time. And this is Invasion of first one with Classic Trek. Then the part 2 was in Next Gen. Part 3 in Deep Space Nine, and part 4 in Voyager. And I've never read any of this series, but we'll see about that. And then another store I picked up here, Mickey Mouse. This is Peachtree Playthings, issue number 2. Oh, Disney Comics. I hadn't seen this. And they got a very heavy cardstock, and I don't know if it gives the year or not. His stuff reprinted from the European market, and one from one story from an old comic strip. The newspaper strip. It's some nice looking stuff. And a surprise, because they had a whole stack of this one issue for sale in that store. So I presume it was some stock from some other store that didn't get sold. And it indicates a whole bunch of others. Collect them all. So, and then this is the last one here, is a graphic novel format. Trade paperback, Western Classics, Graphic Classics Volume 20. So this is from, what was the publisher? Western Classics, Graphic Classics, doesn't matter. And this is Western stories. I'm a big Western fan, and these are adapting Western prose stories by a variety of classic artists like Zane Grey, Bret Hart, Willa Cather, and Robert E. Howard. With a variety of art styles and some really nice stuff. We're anxious to get to read that. So that is that. This is what I've got to share with you this time around. On Bizarre Brain Comics. A nice little stack of fun stuff to read. So I want to thank you for joining me. Please like, share, subscribe. Leave your comments down below. Tell me what you think of these books, which ones you would like to see more in depth on, etc. And remember, comics are art.